Welcome back, everybody. And I continue my journey on my language learning, how I started and why I started. And I want to give you some hope that it is absolutely possible to learn the second language as an adult, because I was not a young boy. I was not really a kid. I was a young boy, but not a kid when I started, because a lot of people now, they start learning a language at the age of 5, age of 6, at the beginning of the primary school, and even before the kindergarten, and even before. As soon as they are born, parents might teach their children the second language. And I think it's great, it's fantastic, but back then, when I was a kid, it was absolutely not the case. Learning the second language as a young boy, as I told you, I started at primary school in the last video, and I continued on in the secondary school, but not with English. First Russian, after German, and my third foreign language was the English language, but it doesn't mean that I perfectly speak Russian or German either. But the point is that I finished my last video arriving in the United States and boarding my first ship. I embarked my first ship. It was Dawn Princess in 1999. I exactly remember the date. It was the 22nd of October in 1999. It is a very remarkable date for me, because it was a time that I flew over first time over the Atlantic Ocean, and I touched down, I landed on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, and it opened up completely new horizons for me. And as soon as I arrived at the airport, I was told that I had to search for somebody holding a sign with the logo or with the name of the company that I was going to work for, Princess Cruise Line. And I was searching for somebody holding that sign, and I found the lady, and she was holding a sign with the logo and the name of the Princess Cruise Line. And I went there and asked her that what should I do? I am from Hungary, I'm a waiter. And she asked me the question which I did not understand at all. She asked me, are you a crew or a passenger? I did not understand these two words, crew or passenger. So I kept repeating that I am from Hungary, I have a contract, I am a waiter. And she looked at me and she said, you are a crew. And I said, okay, if you are telling me that I'm a crew, but I tried to find my place here, the first time here, and please help me. And she grabbed my hands, and I pulled my trolley with my belongings, with my big suitcases, and we went to another lady, and in her hand, there was another sign, but with little different words. So it was written there crew, and the other one held with the word passenger. So the problem was that I did not know the differences. But anyway, she told me that I have to stand or wait in front of the airport. I'm waiting for a shuttle bus. I understood what bus meant, but I did not understand shuttle. But anyway, there was no time to discover and ask about the differences between bus and shuttle bus. I was standing there, and she told me that I have to wait for the bus, shuttle bus, with a sign of Best Western. She told me this is a hotel. Okay, this is a hotel, fine. I had never heard about that brand, hotel brand. And I was standing there, I was waiting for the Best Western shuttle bus. I was standing there, and shuttle buses came, Holiday Inn, Hyatt, or I don't know, Marriott, a lot of hotels, but no Best Western. But maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes later, one shuttle bus arrived with the logo Best Western. I was over the moon. I was really excited, and a man got out of the shuttle bus without looking at me. She grabbed my suitcases and handbags and everything. She dropped everything inside of the shuttle bus, and he told me, get in. And I sat in the shuttle bus. We went, I don't know how far, because for me, everything happened very fast. Everything was new. The place was new. I felt like I was in a Hollywood movie, because it was so different than Hungary that everything was just like in the movie. There were, for example, homeless people pushing their trolleys with their belongings, and the very big SUVs on the very wide streets, multiplied lanes, streets, 5, 6 lanes just for one directions, and 5, 6 lanes to the other directions, skyscrapers. So everything was very different. We arrived at the hotel, and I went to the reception, and I showed my paper that I am from Hungary and I'm a waiter and I have a contract to the working on the ship. And the man behind the counter received my message, he saw my contract, and he gave my key. And he gave my key, but my key was a plastic card. And I was amazed that, oh my God, the plastic card, my concept about key was completely different, because I thought the key was something metal stuff pushing inside of the door and turn it, and the door is open, but it was just a plastic card. And okay, it's my key. I went up to my hotel room, and in my hotel room it was empty with 2 double beds. It was very difficult for me to open the door because I couldn't make it, and a cleaning lady passed by me, and she saw that I was in trouble, and she helped me open the door, and I didn't notice that there was a little green light lit on the door when it was open, and after that it changed immediately red, and didn't really pay attention. So I was really afraid to leave the room again because I was afraid of not being able to enter. But anyway, I was hungry. I went down and I told the waiter that probably my dinner was paid by the company, and he smiled at me and he said, okay, your dinner is paid, but I want to eat. I said, I don't know what you got, and he showed me the menu, and of course the menu was in English and I didn't understand much, and I told him, okay, give me your favorite. And I remember I got pork rib with French fries. It was my first meal there in the hotel. It was very delicious, very big portion, and I got, of course, some Coca-Cola with it. And after I went to bed, and the next morning, as I mentioned, the room had 2 double beds, and in the next bed in the morning there was a Mexican boy. I said, hi. And he said, hi. I said, how come that you are here in this room? I said, I am going to work on a cruise ship. And he mentioned the name of the ship that I was going to be. So we went together, we had breakfast, and there was a huge bus waiting for us, and he took us to the ship. And I never forget the feeling when I first saw that ship. With today's standards, it was not really big, but with my imagination, it was something that I had never seen before. I thought it was a hotel, but it wasn't a hotel. It was a ship. It was just like in Fort Lauderdale in the terminal, and next to the terminal building, the ship was there, and I saw a little strip of water between the land and the ship. I said, oh my God, it is not a hotel, it is something moving. It was the ship. But it was no time for thinking. I entered the ship, we went to the crew office, we were registered, and we got the key of our cabin. And I get again another plastic card, but now I was smart. I know how to use the plastic card as a key. And my life on the ship started, which is very turbulent. We worked 12 hours a day, and actually I had 12 hours English lesson a day with work. And of course, when I did not work, I was surrounded by foreign people. So the only connection between was the English language. So I tried every single day, memorize. As I mentioned, the internet was not the case back then as easily as today. There was no smartphone. Okay, there were mobile phones, but we did not use mobile phones either. We used always satellite phones, and that phone was on the corridor of the ship, and we had to buy a phone card. So making connection between our homeland was very difficult and very, very expensive as well. But I want to show you how I learned, and I learned by the help of this spiral notebook. This is the exact one which I bought there, and that's why it's so wary, because I carried with me all around the world, and as you see in it, it contains my handwriting, and I numbered I numbered the words just to let myself know how many words I learned. And years went by, and I had again and again notebooks, handwriting, memorizing, copying from books, from everything, what I had to learn, with the help of my handwriting, with the help of a dictionary, paperback dictionary, of course, not online dictionaries. I carried dictionaries in my suitcase, which are really heavy, but absolutely necessary to get by there. So I started to work and learn and bump into a lot of difficulties. For example, the very first week was a training week. It was on Sea Princess. It was the name of the ship back then in 1999, Sea Princess. And I think this ship is still in operation, but I haven't looked up on the internet. But anyway, I haven't checked in the internet. But anyway, there were some Hungarian people, Hungarian workers, and they helped me a lot on the very first week. But it was a training, so I was in a small group with 10 other assistant waiters, or going to be assistant waiters, or would be assistant waiters. And Mr. Pisano, who was an Italian man, he was our teacher. He discovered very early on that my English was low. My English was very low, and he warned me that if I do not wake up and do not hurry up and very fast, I don't improve myself, I will be sent home because of the lack of the language knowledge. So it was very scary at the beginning. So it was a huge boost for me to learn, memorize, try my sentences. So it was a very slow progress. And after Sea Princess, I ended up being on another ship, which was named Dawn Princess. But my arrival at Dawn Princess was not really easy, because on Sea Princess, on the corridor, I just bumped into a lady. She was a cadet, and she stopped me and she asked me, "My name is Konya?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she gave me an envelope, and in the envelope was a plane ticket. And she told me that, okay, you have to go to the gangway and you will go to Puerto Rico. And we were in Miami, and she told me as if it was a natural thing to jump from Miami to Puerto Rico for me, who grew up in a simple Hungarian city. So at the first sight, it was pretty surprising. And she also added that the taxi is paid to the airport. And I got out the ship, I left the ship, and I found a taxi driver. And I told the taxi driver that I was told that the taxi fare was paid. And he smiled at me and he said, "Yes, the taxi fare was paid, but you will pay the tip." I said, "All right." I was not really rich. I didn't have a lot of money, but at least I have a $5 banknote. And we went to the airport, and I was a little bit late. I did not really notice that I was late, and I tried to call my parents. And I called my parents on the phone, and while I was talking to my parents, I heard my name on the loudspeaker on the Miami airport. And I thought I had better to hurry up. And I checked my plane ticket, the gate number, and I rushed to the gate, and the stewardess was waiting for me with the door. She was holding the handle of the door. And as soon as I entered the airplane, I faced with 100 Puerto Rican faces. And they were not smiling, and there was only one seat empty, so I didn't have to research for my seat. I sat down and kept quiet until the end of the journey, and fortunately, we landed safely, and the whole process started all over again. Hotel, ship, embarkation, safety instructions, finding my new cabin, and I will tell you in details in my next video. Thank you for watching me.